Oh, no. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. That's crazy. Okay, so now we are in the second world, Glacier Beach. We're gonna go to warm waters. Start playing this level. Alright. Caution, ice melts during summer. Don't fall into the warm waters. So now we've got another game mechanic, which is water. And, of course, objects can float in water. Like, one of the things that made this game hard to do, there's fireballs popping out of the sand, was the fact that it did rely a lot on Unity's physics engine, which meant that basically every level, since I wanted to add a new mechanic to each level, I had to learn something new about the physics engine in order to make it work, which really made the game take a lot longer than it otherwise would have. You know, because you can imagine, like, if you have slightly more control over your game mechanics, well, part of it's just learning how physics works in general, you know. By the way, if you sit too long on this platform, it sinks, so that's why I'm jumping very carefully. But, like, we have to go up here to find the gold snowflake. It's carefully hidden. Now, like I said, though, for, like, if you're just starting out as a game developer, I would probably not recommend making a game where every level has a different mechanic because, well, to this extent, you know, because it was basically like every level took me like at least one day per level. There's that gold snowflake down there. So it took a lot longer to make this game than it really needed to. Shoot, I died. First death of the run. Yeah, but it took a lot longer than it needed to make this game. And even then, I probably could have invested more time into it just to make it better. So the lesson is you don't really know how long it's going to take, and it usually takes longer than you think it will. During the summer heat, you can take this boat for a nice ride. See, like, I love it when games do stuff like this, where you just, you know, you have mechanic after mechanic being built upon and introduced. It sort of follows the whole 1, 2, 3, 4 philosophy of Super Mario's game design. That's talked about more on the Game Maker's Toolkit channel. There's a video about that. But, you know, I applied all the principles of level design to all of these levels. And so I think they turned out really well. Again, that boat would sink if I just sit on it for too long. That's why I jumped. And that's that level. So now we are going to go and play Bubbly Maze. So again, I'm always constantly introducing new mechanics. So we can grab a bubble and swim underwater. Just don't stay underwater for too long or pop it and you'll be fine. So yeah, like if we hit that fish, the bubble starts to pop. That's our new health bar. And because as soon as the bubble pops, we would take a significant amount of damage and just instantly die because Snowball can't... If you put a snowball in water, it's going to melt. So that's the idea of the bubble. Now, there used to be a timer on that bubble. I'm not entirely convinced that it's there anymore. Because it doesn't look like it's going down at all. Which made the game a lot harder. Maybe that's why I took it out. Maybe I should have kept it in, though. Either that or change the message on the on the sign, because clearly it does not seem to matter. Now let's look for the gold snowflakes, because this is actually... The level is called Bubbly Maze, so we're going to have to do some digging for the gold snowflakes. The music, again, I did not compose it, but you know, when I gave the instructions, I believe it was, I wanted it to be inspired by like the Donkey Kong aquatic ambience music. So it's like, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's kind of what this level is sort of modeled after. Very slow-paced swim underwater. Although I'm impatient, so I'm making him go really fast through it. I mean, I probably could have made the level smaller. In retrospect, you know, I've kind of adopted a minimalist game design philosophy since then, and you know, you don't want to really waste the player's time. So I would, you know, if I were to redo this level, I would just shorten a lot of it, because we're coming up on a bunch of dead ends here. Although part of it's obviously, it is a maze for a reason. Like, that's part of what the level is, but it's not immediately clear what makes that fun, right? Is it fun to go through a maze like this? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, here we go. You have to jump on the moving platforms to get up here, which will get us to the snowflake. I think I just went backwards or something. I never got that checkpoint earlier, but whatever. Now those are whirlpools. I know the graphics might make that hard to tell what that is, but it's a whirlpool, and if you get sucked into it, well, what happens if you get sucked into it? Yeah. You just kind of stay there for a little bit. I mean, it kind of hurts, but not really. So, this level seems a lot more threatening than it really is, which I guess is a good enough deterrent to people. You know, when my friend was playing it, he tried to avoid every single thing as much as possible. Although he managed to calm down quite a bit when he realized that it doesn't really do much damage. So, you know, the game kind of blurs the line between stress and fun, because sometimes you'll have these really slow moments, and then other times it'll be like incredibly tense. So, oh, here we go. Like this right here. It's like the whole level is generally pretty calm until you get to this, where you need like perfect precision. Although the spikes don't really do a whole lot of damage anymore. So again, if I were to make improvements, I would probably make it so that the spikes actually mattered a little bit, and you had to actually rely slightly more on your skill than what you are now. But these are like fine-tune adjustments, and not like completely changing the whole game. You know, it's one of those things that's hard to get right the first time, especially when you're learning as you go. So this is the flooding tunnel. I really like this one. Danger, this lever opens the sewage valve. Beware of the flood. So now we have a moving level. Gotta have those. You know, we're hitting all the platformer tropes. Water levels, castle levels, moving levels. So we're just gonna go as fast as we can, and we also still want to make sure to get the gold snowflakes, so... But yeah, as we climb this, it's pretty obvious that this is a game where you avoid the platforms more than you actually land on them. The music is just really good. You can buy the soundtrack as well if you buy the game. The soundtrack is sold separately and you can get it. I would recommend you get the soundtrack if you buy the game. But of course I would, because, you know, why wouldn't I? I made the game. Okay. Shoot. I'm pressing left and right on the controller at the same time. So, what I need to do is get into that little area on the right, or on the left. And we gotta do that before the water rises. Which, you know, I'm pretty good at moving Snowball around, but if you're not really that good at controlling him, this level is an absolute pain. So it's like, again, difficulty is really tough to pinpoint on this. And part of it's like, you kind of want to train the player to get good at the game. So you do want to have difficulty in some aspect. But the question is, how difficult is too difficult? Because maybe, you know, you never know when this might be somebody's first game, and, you know, it's just too hard for them. Especially since this one kind of looks like it might appeal to kids with the cartoony look and everything. You know, you could have kids playing this game, and this could be their first game they've ever played, and they just might give up on it because it's too hard. So, you know, that's kind of a difficult thing about this one. It's just really hard to strike the balance on it, because I'm trying to do so many different things that, you know, because you got keyboard controls, but also mouse controls, and it kind of looks like a casual game, but it's actually hardcore with, you know, difficulty and speed running and stuff like that. So, you know, I can understand if you got any mixed signals from the marketing of it. And this is what really made me want to look into marketing further and learn more about all that. So this is Penguin Pillars. I like the idea of the penguins. The level itself is an absolute pain to play through, though, I think. So we're gonna get a lot of coins in this level because we gotta unlock the secret level. Now this is from Super Mario 64. Bounce on the penguin's head to get up here. And there's a gold snowflake. Follow the coin arrow down here. Now here's a nice little mechanic. These things tip over when you... I don't know why it's tipping that way, but they do tip over. I guess they tip over in the direction that you first land on them. And then, but yeah, we can just go over them. Oop. This is tricky, right here. Now here, we have snow cone cannons that launch you pretty far. Try jumping into one and left click when you're ready to go flying. So these are, obviously ripped off straight out of Donkey Kong Country, right? Except they're ice cream cones instead of barrels. Now, and I always hated these in Donkey Kong Country, yet I put them in my own game, so, you know, it just feels like they should be here, you know? And some people do like them, but, and I kind of like them, but I also hate them because they're hard for me. You know, I get very nervous trying to line them up, so, you know, I think it's good from a game design perspective, but as a player, I hate them a lot. Okay. Well, okay, I don't think you're supposed to do this way. There, but you can do it that way. The other way to do it is go through those cones on the right side, and then, you know, get in that one, let it aim you that way, and then go up. But I like the penguin way better. Now, the way we get out of here is we hit the red block, and that destroys the other blocks. Yeah, like, this is slightly dangerous here. If you have that snow cone propel you the wrong way. Now, okay, there's a gold snowflake at the top of that, so I only have one shot at this. Let's hope I can get it. But you have to jump on all these platforms at the same time, basically, without letting them all fall over. Oh, come on. Can we do it? No. And I'm gonna die there intentionally, just so I can get that snowflake again. Okay, let's try that one more time. I just gotta... Really... Oh, gosh. It ate my second jump. Okay. Whoa! Whoops, almost fell there. Okay. Maybe the strategy here is to just go straight for the second one and not worry about the first one. That might give you enough time to actually get up there. Are you serious? Okay. There we go. Alright. It's hard when it eats your second jump. That was a tough thing to program too, like, because you could definitely look at this and ask yourself, well, you know, why did it eat that jump? And it's because it's hard to tell when he collides with a floor versus a wall, because a floor is a flat surface, a wall is a flat surface at 90 degrees opposite, so at some point a wall is going to turn into a floor, and that's really the question. How do you know the difference? So let's purchase the key for 200. We've got 100 left. Let's go ahead and get some upgrades, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't need the upgrades. Let's save it for later, because I'd rather have enough coins by naturally playing the game just to unlock all the secret levels. So let's go ahead and do this one. It's Bomb Beach. So you can see we have bombs in this level, and if you hit one, you die instantly, as you might imagine. This is kind of, again, inspired by Donkey Kong Country. This is sort of like the Bramble Blast levels. But with a sort of Kaizo Mario type feel to it, so, you know. Now here we want to, all we can really do is get in the water. Okay, now this, we're going to have to time very carefully. Okay, there we go. Mission accomplished. Now you can go over or under on this one. I think you can probably go over on this one too. Unless you have, yeah, unless you have more range upgrades, you have to go under on this one. Now we just try and line this up properly. There we go. That's very reminiscent of, there's a level in a Super Nintendo game called Joe and Mac that is basically just like this. You got the spikes on both sides and you have to go vertically down. Okay, let's avoid the circular bombs. Or the bombs on the circular paths. And there's fireballs coming out of the sand. Okay, so here we have another one of these situations. Just have to be very fast. Oh, wow. Okay. If you analyze what happened there, I right-clicked the moment, well, that I got hit, and that sort of made me survive. So that's kind of interesting. I'm going to say that's not supposed to happen, but, you know, it's one of those things that I'll leave in just so that the player has something, you know, it benefited the player, so I'm leaving it in. You don't want to make it too hard. Like sometimes, you know, in platformer games, you might be able to jump even after you've left the ledge. It's just one of those things that makes it easier for the player. Feature. Wow, yeah, okay. That's kind of neat. Maybe that is a glitch I should fix. Okay, I see what's going on. Whoa. Yeah, alright. So if you right-click when you hit a bomb, you just fly and that's crazy. I don't think I ever tried that. Clearly I must not have ever tried that when I actually first made the game. Wow. Okay, this is my interest is piqued now. Whoa. Okay, let's try this the normal way. That way we know that we can actually, I can show you that this is actually possible to beat without cheating. Whoop. Yeah, so that's an interesting glitch. Just goes to show you never know what's in your game. Okay. And we just do this. There we go. Yeah, like, it's interesting to see that you have those sorts of things in your game. You think that you've found every bug, and it's like, you really haven't, you know? But, you know, it teaches me the lesson, right? You want to double check everything before you put your game out there. Besides, it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst glitch. Welcome to the submerged stronghold. Summer's rising heat has released King Kraken from his Arctic slumber. Okay. It makes the bombs a lot less threatening, because you can just do that. Although, I don't know, like, is that a bug or a feature? You know, if you're smart enough to realize, hey, I can dodge the bombs, maybe you should benefit from that. Am I supposed to go? Yeah. I think you need to get the bubble before you do that one. Yeah, that's... The bomb glitch is one of those things where it's like, maybe it is for the best that it is actually in the game. I don't know. Okay, maybe there is no bubble in this area. Maybe you have to do it that way. Okay. Okay. Come on. Yeah. Then we have just enough health to get back. Okay. Now that one was actually kind of difficult to get. I love doing that. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, ice block. So now we bring back the ice blocks and then we combine them with the water mechanic. Plus the penguin mechanic, because why not? And then we go here. Jump. Hit the lever. Now the levers in this castle, obviously they rise and lower the water level. Because what else will they do in a water level that's in a castle? So you have to wait a little bit for the platforms to rise. That's slightly bad programming. Whoop. Yeah, oh no, did I lose the... Yeah, I did. Okay. So we have to do all of that without dying. Back to this room. Let's try it again. I might be able to just jump. If you have a big enough range, you can just jump off the penguin's head. You can also sort of bounce yourself off the wall if you dodge roll onto it. Like if you do this, dodge, boom, bounces you right up. So, like, there are certain, you know, ways of getting good at the game that aren't really explained by the signposts. You know, little tricks that you can do as you get better with the physics behind it. And it does kind of blur the line between... Oh, here we go. There we go, nice. It does blur the line between what's a glitch and what's a... now this is kind of tricky. You hit the lever and maybe you think the water will go up, but instead it goes down. And so now we're going down here while avoiding the bombs. We hit the levers while avoiding the bombs. So we go from side to side. Now, this is where maybe my level design is a little too devious. Actually, no. There's one more lever. Okay. I feel slightly less bad now. A lot less bad. Because now, you hit that lever, you go straight down, you find the bubble here, and then you hit this lever. And then once you hit this lever, then the water rises immediately. And if you don't have the bubble, you're going to get destroyed by the water. The intent is that you hit that lever on the left, grab the bubble that's right there, and then, you know. So that way, if you follow it right, you won't get hurt at all. But I guess some people may miss out on that if they go too fast through the level. And right here, we just did the hidden passage real quick, so. And here we are at the boss battle for the second world. So, I think maybe this could have been implemented a little bit better. It doesn't... I mean, I like it a lot, but the sound effect may get annoying to some people. And it's really easy to, like, hit him, like, 5 times in a row without getting hurt at all. Yeah. The sounds were annoying, but it doesn't last long, so it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. But, again, another part of it that's a little rough around the edges, but that I like a lot. Hey, thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go to goldbargames.com. You can check out our website and find all of our games available for purchase on Steam and itch.io and maybe other platforms as well. And at the very bottom of our website, you can find our mailing list, so be sure to sign up for that. All you have to do is enter your first name, last name, and an email address, and then you just hit the subscribe button. And there you go, you're subscribed. And once you're on our mailing list, you'll receive email updates for releases of our games or demos for new games that we're working on. You'll be the first to know of all of that cool stuff, and we look forward to being able to share all of that with you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.